temporarily from the Lava Flow Studios in the New Hampshire Free Coast. This is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, September 18th, 2016. Silver is trading at $18.78 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,310 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $609. Antiwar.com reports the calamitous fallout from Saturday's U.S. airstrikes in Deir ez-Zor, a blunder which killed at least 83 Syrian troops, continues to mount, as not only did it amount to a major U.S. violation of the ceasefire, and not only may it end up handing the entire oil-rich Deir ez-Zor province to the Islamic State, but it is also creating a major diplomatic blow-up with Russia. Russia responded to the bombing by calling an emergency UN Security Council meeting, leading U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, to publicly blow up, furiously slamming the meeting as a magician's trick and a stunt, insisting the Syrian government is fully to blame for what's happening in Russia and the meeting is a diversion from what is happening on the ground. Power continued to rave against Russia, insisting the Russians were trying to score cheap points by making so much of the U.S. killing scores of Syrian soldiers who were defending the Deir ez-Zor airport from the Islamic State, and saying that the only way forward was for Russia to stop criticizing the U.S. and instead start demanding the Syrian government participate in the ceasefire. This was in spite of the Syrian government not being accused of a ceasefire violation here, and again, the U.S. already having admitted to directly, albeit mistakenly, attacking and killing scores of Syrian troops on a Syrian military base. While Power came out of the meeting looking like an absolute monster to most, she did succeed in derailing the meeting on U.S. airstrikes, bolstering the Islamic State, as her Russian counterpart, Vitaly Churkin, stormed out of the meeting, saying he has never seen such American heavy-handedness on the international stage. Churkin added that Russia continues to have serious concerns about the incident and that he personally views the timing of the U.S. attacks as suspicious.
For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports an Egyptian judge ordered the financial assets of 5 human rights workers and 3 non-government organizations frozen after allegations they accepted foreign funds without the government's approval. Saturday's decision means the 5 human rights workers could face criminal charges that carry potential sentences of 25 years to life in prison, according to Al Jazeera. Among the men charged is Gamal Eid, a vocal critic of Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Eid said he and the other groups are being targeted for exposing human rights abuses under the authoritarian Egyptian government. NPR reported the organizations form the cornerstone of the Egyptian human rights community, which has been under siege since 2011 when the Egyptian government began moving to crack down on their organizations. The Egyptian government previously issued travel bans prohibiting human rights workers from leaving the country. The move was criticized by Amnesty International, which called it a shameless ploy to silence human rights activism.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.xyz, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.xyz today to find out more.
Reuters reports Colonial Pipeline Company said on Saturday it resumed repairing a leak on a key U.S. gas pipeline on Friday afternoon, but pump prices continued to rise in the southeast as several states took emergency action to get fuel to filling stations more easily. Colonial shut down its main gasoline and distillate lines that run from the Gulf Coast to the East Coast on September 9th after a leak was discovered in Shelby County, Alabama. Colonial had to temporarily halt repair due to vapors at the site of the leak, but said Friday it was projected to have the line restarted at some point next week. Meanwhile, retail prices continued to spike on Saturday, according to motorist advocacy group AAA. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.